Today, one of our periodic trips back in time to see what family cars used to be like. I'll be driving the 1939 Plymouth four-door convertible. What was it like to get around at the end of the Great Depression in one of these? Let's find out today on Family Wheels. This car is more than 80 years old, yet it shows the rapid transformation of the automobile industry from the early days of brass cars, such as the 1912 Model T shown earlier on Family Wheels. Why, it's so modern. There are glass windows built right into the doors to keep the weather out. Speaking of weather, it has mechanical arms with rubber blades that wipe the windshield clean of rain and snow. There's more. This car starts itself at the press of a button. No need to crank the engine by hand out front. And you can even get a radio for your car, so you're never without your favorite music, shows, and the latest news. The owner of this 1939 Plymouth is Kurt Schneider of Kitchener, Ontario. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's a brother of the man who has the 1912 Model T, Mark Schneider. And when I married their sister Marie many years ago, I found out how deeply the family was involved in the old car hobby.
This car's been in my life since I was a boy, and I've been the proud owner since around 2007.
So was this your late father's car then?
That's correct, yeah. Antique cars were a hobby for my father, and we grew up as a family of car nuts.
What made this car attractive to him and to you?
The story my dad always told about this car was that he had never seen a four-door Plymouth convertible until he saw this one. And he knew that they were unusual and rare, and that sparked his interest. I've been lucky enough to do some mechanical upgrades and some cosmetic upgrades, but always keeping true to the era of the car.
Is it fun?
It's a great hobby. It's a great family. We spend great family time together. All my grown kids and now my grandson, we're now into the third and fourth generation of Schneider family that are getting true enjoyment and pleasure out of this, what we call Blue Beauty.
So 1939, we're nearing the end of the Depression, the huge difference from your brother's 1912 Model T, and yet I see we just made a left turn and you had to stick your arm out the window like we were on a bicycle, so no turn signals.
No. And it's funny, a lot of people don't recognize a turn signal, a manual turn signal, and they think you're waving at them.
But I bet you get quite a few people actually waving at you.
That's true. The car does draw a lot of attention. It brings a smile to a lot of people's face.
Was this a wealthy person's car back then?
Plymouth was a mid-grade model, so it wasn't even new, wasn't an expensive car. It was an affordable family car.
And I suppose that goes to the aspect of the collector car hobby that you don't have to be rolling in money to enjoy an old car.
That's right. The car hobby, when it gets in your blood, it just takes a hold, and it can be a lifelong obsession or passion, but we truly get a lot of enjoyment from the old cars.
Are they money pits in general, though?
I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a labor of love. There's always things you may want to do to improve your car, but in the long run, it's all worthwhile.
And so from the family aspect of this car, we've got a great roomy seat behind us, room for two and maybe a kid in between us in the front, and you've got a proper trunk that's actually part of the car's body. It rides smooth and it drives smooth. It's got a fair bit of, I would call it, pull. Have we got a 6-cylinder engine under the hood?
That's right, a straight 6 engine. It must have been a good engine because Chrysler Corporation used the same engine from the 30s all the way up into the 50s.
I'm behind the wheel of our 39 Plymouth, and let's do some not modern motoring. First of all, pull the shift lever toward you and then down. And that's where first gear is. Press the clutch to the floor. Well, that's increasingly less familiar, isn't it? Give it a bit of throttle, and It's not a computer-controlled turbocharged engine under your right foot, let me tell you. But the old straight six, what a wonderful gerbil engine. And straight sixes today are still great engines. For instance, BMW. Handbrake off. Where's the bite point on the clutch? There we go. Signal for a left turn. Oh yeah, something else. No power steering. So, you know, there's an old racing term of getting up on the wheel. I'm sure that's where it comes from. You do have to be an active driver because these old cars, they just wander around the road. I liken it to actually to piloting a boat. You really have to be on it rather than just moseying down the road on autopilot. Well, still in second gear out of an abundance of caution. And this is where it gets a bit weird. The brakes, holy moly. The brakes are a very approximate thing. But this car does have a terrific turning circle. Oh, okay, let's go find first gear again. Even in the late 30s, driving an automobile was a new adventure for a lot of people, even though millions were taking to the highways. Oh, wave to the fellow Canadians at the general store. Hi, everybody. So we're in New Dundee, Ontario, and it's quaint as all get out, and pretty appropriate to this car. Kurt, would the brakes have been this terrifying on the new car, or is it because it's this old? There we go.
They always took a lot of work. You always had to give yourself a lot of stopping time.
Think ahead before braking, which actually, you know, that's actually a bit of a safety feature. You don't have automatic emergency braking on this thing so that you can be half asleep while you drive. All right, here I am signaling for a left turn. We'll go back to first gear. Nice. That's our look at the Plymouth four-door convertible. Quite a ride for 1939. Special thanks to its owner, Kurt Schneider. What do you think? Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'm Richard Detman. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.